Hey there, Amplifiers. Kenny Harper here, and I'm joined today by an expert rockstar professional when it comes to keeping more of your money. Now,
Yes.
we all want to grow. We all want to do things that can help us get more leads, close more sales, earn more revenue. But if we can't keep the money that we make, then what's the point? So our guest today, Ron Saharyan, is with Profit First. It's an amazing company. They have a lot of great backgrounds. You probably even heard of this before, but I'm not going to steal his thunder. He is really the expert when it comes to helping people elevate their business and profits. So Ron, welcome to Growth Amplifiers.
Thank you, Kenny. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you visit our humble podcast with awesome growth amplifiers who are looking to take their business to the next level.
Right.
So some people may have heard of Profit First before, but
Sure.
for those who may have not, could you help key us in on the concept, on how it started, and a little bit about your background?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So Ron Saharyan, co-founder of Profit First Professionals. My business partner is Mike Michalowicz. He actually wrote the book, Profit First, which is a cash flow system, a methodology, a pay yourself first methodology, one that works with human behaviors, one that puts guardrails in place, as well as creates a little bit more focus. But I think your audience, Kenny, they're looking to get to the next level.
Right.
And so, Profit First methodology is a cash flow system. And your members know they need marketing systems, they need hiring systems, they need this. But what is their cash flow system that's going to help them create a greater EBITDA?
That's a new word. I haven't heard that one
Most
before.
of them don't have it.
Well, excellent. So how did this come about? How did this get started? Just curious.
Yeah. So Profit First Professionals was conceived by Mike Michalowicz, and he wrote the book. And I'm good friends with Mike, and he said, "Hey, I want you to read this book." I read it, said, "Holy cow, this is great, but I do this." So what do you mean you do it? Well, it's pay yourself first. Everybody knows what pay yourself first is, but if you ask accountants, bookkeepers how they actually do that, they're just going to say, well, you sell, occur expense, and whatever is left over is your profit. Okay. That's your system, but there's a better way. And so Mike and I were discussing, and we came up with this program, this Profit First Professionals organization, where we actually certify accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches in this methodology so that they can then implement the system in all of the businesses around the globe.
So really powerful. That's one of the things that we're always talking about is how, it's great to have goals, right? Goals set direction, but systems are really the things that help.
Hey, can you pause it? I got somebody. Can you hear the vacuuming going on out here? Okay. There's vacuuming right outside. I'm sorry.
Your mic's doing great.
Okay. Sorry. So can you edit that out, or you want to start it?
Good outtakes. So that's great because growth amplifiers really talk about systems and how important they are. Well, it's great to have goals and how much we want to make. It's the systems that we can leverage that can help us really achieve those results. So what are the common misconceptions that people have, or the biggest challenges that you help with this program?
Yeah. So some of the biggest challenges, because this is, in essence, what we're doing is we're allocating a percentage of revenue for a specific purpose. Okay. And the main purposes are: 1, owner's pay; 2, tax; 3, profit. Okay. And so many of you probably heard of grandmother's envelope budgeting methodology, where grandmother put a little bit of income into the rent envelope, the church envelope, the food envelope. Well, that was a behavioral system. What we're doing with businesses is taking that methodology and allocating a predetermined percentage into a bank account. And the only thing you can do with that money is spend it on what that name of that bank account is. And so a lot of the preconceived issues is, holy cow, Kenny, I can't find any bank accounts out there that are free or low, low deposits. It's going to charge me so much money in these fees that it's not going to be worth it. Additionally, oh my God, if I have all these bank accounts, it's going to cost me more money in bookkeeping services. I've got to reconcile all these accounts. No, that's hogwash. These are holding accounts.
Mm.
You're not writing checks and collecting money in and out of them. What we're doing is we're collecting money into the income. Then based upon those percentages, we're allocating it to profit, to tax, to owner's pay. What you have left over is your OPEX account, your operating account. That's the money that you actually have to run the business after you've taken care of those three very important, funding accounts.
I think that's really great to consider, because there's a lot of businesses, I come across them a lot where they have a lot of revenue passing in their business, and yet they still find themselves struggling, find themselves having a hard time to get above that threshold to where it's like, hey, I'm actually enjoying the benefits of being a business owner and building this thing.
Right. And it's not the entrepreneur's fault, quite honestly. It's the system's fault. And so, that's why you'll have $1 million businesses that are selling, occurring expense. Okay. They have crumbs left over, and the business owner's like, I'm not making any more money. How could this be? I've doubled my revenue and I'm not making any more money. Well, it's not because they're not doing things right. It's because of the system that they were taught. Every one of your listeners, our listeners, understand sales minus expenses equal profit.
Right.
That's the world is flat.
Mm.
Okay. What you're doing there from a behavioral standpoint, you're actually saying profit is a leftover. Profit's no good, because what comes first gets measured. What comes first is important. And so behaviorally, we're saying profit, it's not important. It's not necessary. But with profit, you can pay down your debt. You can hire. You could celebrate the health of the company. You could be philanthropic. So what our methodology is, we're just changing the equation a little bit. Sales minus profit equal expenses. Sell. Take your profit, run the business on what's left over. Now, I want to share that P in profit isn't representative of just profit. That P represents your owner's pay, your money for Uncle Sam, of course profit, but additionally includes, what is your purpose? What is your security? Do you have 6 months of core capital lying around, right? And so what we're doing here is we're actually architecting the cash flow system to address the pains, but also achieve the wants.
Very powerful. Now I'm going to throw you a little curveball. So one of the things we do in these interviews with our guests is see if they'll be a little bit vulnerable and share maybe some of the challenges that they've experienced in their growth. And just if you could speak to maybe something that you encountered, whether you're currently experiencing it or it's something you've overcome, just a growth hurdle that you've had to overcome, as we all learn from each other's ventures. Yeah.
So, I'm dyslexic, right? No, and not as bad as a lot of people, but, growing through school, everything, had to be, it was a little bit more difficult. And so, I've always had to find a different way or to get to the same result. And, that's actually has helped in business, because the way things are always done may not necessarily be the right way to do things.
Right.
So, here at Profit First Professionals, I've made tons of mistakes. I've made lots of mistakes, even in Profit First, whether it's making a bad hire, maybe it's, starting an initiative that wasn't necessarily, thought well out. I made a $30,000 mistake, last year. That hurts. That $30,000, that was my fault. Right. And so the issue was, and the situation was, we decided to go to an event. $5,000 to the event. Okay. Next minute, I know the team running the event, they got to get tchotchkes. They want to go out to dinner. They have hotel. They have this, they have that. And, they were responsible for the success or failure of the initiative. Okay. When it all came said and done, that 3-day conference was a total spend of $30,000. The amount of deals that they closed when they were out at those 2 days, zero.
Bam.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so, doing the reverse engineering, doing the debriefing when everybody got back, we didn't have the right players. We didn't have the right system. We minimized the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Sucked.
And you know what everyone can kind of take away though is by doing that, right? By having the guts and taking the glory to step in the pile, you learned a lot. And now you're better off because of it. Now you can make better decisions. A lot of people let fear stop them from even taking the step, and then they'll never know.
We have a culture of failure. It's okay to make mistakes. The only way you can get better is if you make mistakes. It's just like practice. If you're an athlete, okay, if practice is easy, you're losing your edge. If business is easy and you're grooving, the next thing that you're going to see is that you're in a rut. So
Right.
always be focusing on pushing yourself. Don't be afraid to fail, but learn from those failures.
Ron, I appreciate that. And as we're kind of getting some ideas together of what people could do as we're concluding here, somebody who's interested in this program, you've shared some insights on what it is and what could help people out. What are some steps that they can do immediately, or some things that they could start considering to do that would really start benefiting them and helping them be more successful in being profit first focused?
Yeah, knowing that that there is a different way, that the world is no longer flat, and that flip that equation, write it down on a piece of paper. Then, okay, go to your local bank and open up an account. If you want to pay yourself more, open up an owner's pay account. If you want to, have money for Uncle Sam, great, open up a tax account and start small. Start small. Allocate 1% into that account. Watch it grow, then add another, and add another. And these are the guardrails that are going to prevent you from literally looking at your bank balance every single day and saying, I have this much money to spend.
First steps, take first steps. And if those people who want to learn more about you, your company, your business, what should they do?
So if anybody likes to learn more, they can always go to profitfirstprofessionals.com, spelled out Profit First, F-I-R-S-T, professionals.com. Additionally, if they really are interested in learning the methodology and experiencing it, they can always go buy the book, Profit First book. And here's something you didn't know. If you get 10 listeners that say, I want the book, Kenny will give me your name and your address, and I'll gift you a copy of Profit First.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. I love that one right there. It's a great idea. So I highly encourage you, if you're having interest, definitely reach out to me, claim your free copy, and definitely check it out. I've read the book. I'm a big fan. I love the methodology. And Ron, I appreciate your time, sharing your energy, and what you're helping people do in their life and their business. The ripple effect goes on forever. So really powerful.
Thank you, Kenny. If we can collectively help small businesses, and the small businesses under 25 million, business owner paying themselves, have money for Uncle Sam, have some profit. They can hire. When small businesses can hire, people have jobs. When people have jobs, it relieves a lot of the stress from the home life.
I love it. All right. So the final thought, what would be, if you had to share just a piece of advice, maybe it's profit first related, maybe it's not, but just a piece of advice that you learned on your journey, what's something that you'd like to have as a final takeaway?
I teach grade schoolers, high schoolers, college kids, executives, one very important overarching thing to be successful. And it's as simple as do what you say you are going to do when you say you're going to do it, and do it 3% better than expectations. If you're an employee, if you're an owner, you do that, you live that lifestyle, you are a rock star.
Love it, my friend. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and I appreciate you. Go to check out Profit First, get your free copy of the book, and make sure that you're taking action, new actions to achieve new results.
Awesome. Thanks, Kenny.
To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.